What is up, everybody? So postcrescent.com has posted a new article on Making a Murderer. It talks about where Brendan Dassey and Steven Avery's cases stand today. It is linked in the description below, so you can go have a view for yourself. At the beginning of the article, it just gives a summary of everything we already know, and then it goes on to talk about where does Steven Avery's appeal stand. It says that Steven Avery has filed numerous appeals and motions for post-conviction relief over the years, all of which have been unsuccessful. Steven Avery's most recent motion for post-conviction relief, filed in August of 2022, argues that another man could have killed Teresa Halbach. His attorney, Kathleen Zellner, named the alternate suspect in the appeal and argues the suspect framed Steven Avery by leaving the key to Teresa Halbach's vehicle on Steven Avery's property. We know that Kathleen Zellner has named Bobby Dassey as the alternate suspect. In the motion, Steven Avery is requesting an evidentiary hearing. In July of 2021, a state appellate court affirmed Steven Avery's conviction and said multiple motions filed in Steven Avery's appeal are insufficient on their face to entitle him to a hearing, and that the circuit court did not erroneously exercise its discretion in denying the motions to vacate and for reconsideration. After that decision, Kathleen Zellner asked the Wisconsin Supreme Court to review Steven Avery's case, which was rejected in November of 2021. Kathleen Zellner continues to be vocal in her efforts to release Steven Avery by sharing updates on her Twitter account. Then it goes on to talk about where Brendan Dassey's appeal stands. It states that Brendan Dassey is currently 33 years old and has no appeals in the works. In 2016, a federal judge ruling gave Brendan Dassey hope for release, but upon further review by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 7th Circuit, Brendan Dassey's conviction was upheld. A judge overturned Brendan Dassey's conviction on August 12, 2016. The ruling granted Brendan Dassey's petition for either release or a new trial. In his 91-page decision, the judge said that Brendan Dassey's constitutional rights were violated and criticized investigators, state courts, and Brendan Dassey's pretrial attorney for how they handled the case. Prosecutors appealed the judge's ruling, and a 3-judge panel of the 7th Circuit Court affirmed the decision 2-1 in June 2017. Prosecutors then sought review by the full 7th Circuit Court, which upheld Brendan Dassey's conviction in a 4-3 vote. Man, that is absolutely ridiculous. The majority opinion said they did not find Brendan Dassey's confession to police was coerced. Which I don't even understand how anybody with eyes and ears can watch Brendan Dassey's confession, so-called confession, and say that that was not coerced. I don't know how those investigators sleep at night. If it was their children, I don't know if they have kids, but if it was their kids, their family, their loved one in Brendan Dassey's situation, you can absolutely guarantee that that situation would have been handled differently. You know that it would. And then the big question is, will there be a 3rd season of Making a Murderer? There have been no official announcements regarding a 3rd season of the show. The 2nd season of Making a Murderer follows much of Kathleen Zellner's post-conviction efforts through mid-2018. From everything I gather and everything I see online, they are stating that there is not anything new to film. That is why there hasn't been a 3rd season yet. But there is a new judge in Wisconsin. For the first time in 15 years, a liberal judge is in power in Wisconsin. The liberals hold a 4-3 vote. Kathleen Zellner tweeted that that was a good thing for Steven Avery's case. So hopefully they do film a 3rd season of Making a Murderer, and it ends with Brendan Dassey and Steven Avery both being released from prison. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you again soon.